Joey, good morning. How are you, man? Draft week. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, guys. I saw last night that Cincinnati's already messing stuff up at number one with some technical glitches. So Thursday ought to be just an SNL skit come to life, and I just can't wait.
I mean, I love some of the tweets coming out of whether it be Sean Payton's house, John Lynch's personal office. I mean, how many monitors do you really need to watch one draft? Yeah. It looked like Payton's got about 8.
Yeah.
Lynch has got about 12. At what point do you become lost at what you're looking at? I'm with you, Mo. Your content, you're going to have an excellent field of content to choose from on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Well, my favorite thing about this is that, we have a group of guys who pride themselves on, not knowing what email is and, not confusing
right.
Snapchat and Twitter,
right.
And
Snapgram.
we're like, hey, figure out this Zoom call, man, on the most important night of the year. So it's just going to be I can't say it's going to be a blank show, and it's going to be perfect. I can't wait.
Joey, I've got to imagine with Phillip Rivers coming to Indy, you've already started to work on the Phillip Rivers, and I'm just here to give you a couple of tips. And I was fortunate enough to play 5 years with him, and now you got to be a redneck, and I can do that, and I know you can as well. But he is a big everything when he meets you. It's say now, say, and he calls everybody Bo, B-O. So if you can start to work that in, hey, say Bo, say. That's like a whole conversation with Phillip Rivers.
Got it. Appreciate it, man. Hey, it's awesome to talk to you too, Jacob. I grew up here in Indianapolis, and me and all my other, white running back buddies were all like Jacob Hester. Jacob Hester, man, he's representing. We can be like him. We can survive out there. So
hey, well, there was me and Peyton Hillis, and that's about it.
That was the frat.
That was about it.
That's true. Was it that 2000? I think unfortunately y'all lost this one, but that 2007 Arkansas LSU game in Death Valley, wasn't Peyton Hillis out there too, or was that not him?
Yeah, Peyton Hillis was there. We were going back and forth there, and Peyton likes to bring that game up sometimes, but I let him know who finished with the ring that year.
That's right. Well, he got the Madden cover, so I don't know.
He kind of did.
It's unbelievable that he got a Madden cover. Amazing. Jacob was asking in the break, Joey, and I know this story, but I couldn't explain it to him in depth because I talked to him about knowing you. I told Jacob, I said, look, man, Mulinaro knows you. I mean, we referenced you on the show a couple of weeks back, and he said that, you were one of the great white hopes for him in high school as far as running backs went. And then Jacob asked me how you fell in love with LSU, and I started in on the story, but then I kind of found myself being full of BS real quick like I didn't know. So what is the story on why so much love for LSU?
Yeah, well, really, it was last year, obviously. I started doing the O impression, and I started doing the O impression and the Saban impression. And really what it came down to is the start of it, at least. The start of it was the folks at Alabama really didn't like my impression of Nick Saban and didn't like me for what I was doing. And then all the folks down in Louisiana, including and especially Jordy and T-Bob and Rivers and everybody, they were enjoying it. They thought it was funny. They got it. It helped that y'all were undefeated and going to the national title and everything like that. But they just got it, and everybody was super nice to me and just welcoming, and Jordy and T-Bob obviously bringing me on and thinking it was funny, and then kind of in introducing me to LSU faithful and LSU Nation down there. All of that combined with just, I'm a huge college football fan. I tell people that I root for Purdue because my wife went there, and that's obviously rooting, what do you're not rooting for anything. 6-6 is a good year for Purdue, right? So it's I don't have, a really good squad to root for in college football. So combining that with how awesome everybody's been to me, with just the awesome run. I love Joe Burrow. Who can't love Coach O? Being at the national championship, all of it combined, I just fell in love, and so here we are.
Joey, is it okay that I've become backwards hat guy because of this quarantine? I can't go get a haircut. It's been 7 or 8 weeks. It's a hot mess. I've got a giant head. So really the only way I can go is backwards hat. Do I get a pass for that?
Why are you going backwards hat?
Look,
What's the thing?
I got a big head. The frontwards hat doesn't look the same. My show is on CST. I try not to have too much, logos there in the front.
True.
So I've been full backwards hat guy, and I know. Look, I love your videos, and I've seen it. I feel judged.
Do you? Let me ask you. When did you make the switch from like flat bill to like dad hat? Was that when you officially became a dad, or were you always kind of a dad hat, relaxed?
That's a
kind of
good
guy?
question. Probably 2 kids in.
But you've always been kind of backwards hat guy, right?
2 kids. Well, I got a big head. Frontwards hat just doesn't look the same. But not flat build though. Dad hat, about 2 kids in, so it's been a while.
No, that fits perfectly. You clearly get a pass. Like I said, you're the Great White Hope for me. So Great White Hope gets all the passes in the world. I've been seeing Jordy rocking the hood up like he's like Tyga or something.
Well, no,
during the show.
No. Easy there, Mulinaro.
Wait,
Don't take shots.
we're going-
The studio here has been freezing.
It is. I got a hood. I can back him up here.
Yeah. So I mean,
okay.
And look, I'm not on TV like the midday guys and the afternoon guys.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
You're pulling it off. You look like a young Justin Bieber, up on a music video. So it looked nice.
Hey, I want to see where I fall with Joey. If you get invited to dinner by me or Toby Gerhardt, who you picking?
Oh, you, dude,
Okay.
for sure.
I feel good about this.
Toby Gerhardt, he's a Stanford guy. He'd be a nerd and just like super smart and want to talk about a bunch of nonsense. Probably wouldn't think my Andrew Luck impression was funny. He probably wouldn't get it. So I'm going you all the way.
That's true. Yeah. He probably wouldn't appreciate it. By the way, the Andrew Luck, fantastic.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Joe, you're 25, right?
26.
So what's your memory thought on Michael Jordan? Like, how do you view Michael Jordan?
I only saw him play live one time, and it was when he was with the Wizards, and it felt like, in like a scene in a sports movie when your dad would like tell you about this like the greatness that was, and then you go and catch him at like, this like AA rate, type of league, and like he's not the same player, but you're like, oh wow, that's it, he's really good. I get to see him. That was basically what that was. So it's tough because like you just grow up hearing about how great he is, and like obviously you understand, but then also I do see these highlights where it looks like T-Bob, myself, and you guys are playing out there against him, and he's like going off, and I'm kind of like, I think LeBron probably would have dominated back then too. At the end of the day, can't deny his greatness, but I just feel like I can't really speak to it because I wasn't grown up during his prime.
Yeah. All right, that's enough from you, Mulinaro. Give the phone to Mel Kiper, who you've been hanging out with the last couple of weeks. Every time we talk to you, you're sitting around with Kiper. I got a question for Kiper, who breaks down all these prospects. We've seen a couple of characters on TV the last couple of weeks, Mel. Who's more hated of a figure? Is it Jerry Krause or Carole Baskin?
Well, that's a great question. You look right away. Carole Baskin, her husband's the Tigers. Now it's considered that murder. Did she do it for sure? Did she not do it? We don't know. But that's a big red flag. When you look at Jerry Krause, he's a short little guy. MJ didn't like him. He may have been based on that character in Space Jam. I don't like that character in Space Jam. If MJ doesn't like him, I don't like him either. At the end of the day, so you got to look at two things. One, I think you got to look at, did Jerry Krause kill anybody? No. He may have killed the greatest franchise in the history of sports, but he didn't feed his husband and or wife to the Tigers. I think Carole Baskin, being a murderer, the way she talks, she's kind of creepy. Not a big fan of Carole Baskin. I think at the end of the day, when you look at it, you got to go Carole Baskin as the worst overall.
Mel, tell Joey we love him. We'll talk to him next week. Thank you.
See you guys.
See you, Joey.